The Epstein files are actually out. The files that allegedly don't even exist have finally been released. And if we take a look at them, they're completely redacted. I mean, who could have seen this coming? Every single page has some sort of redaction to protect our national security interests or to protect the victims. Now, I don't actually know if that's true. Don't get me wrong. I think it's to really just protect the rich and powerful. This entire thing is a spit in the face to anybody that believes in law and order and justice. If this is a threat to the United States, then how so? We have people in power that are pedophiles. Is that really the threat to the United States? I mean, hell, they let Bill Clinton take the fall already. This guy's in every single goddamn page. There's so many fucking photos of him, along with other huge names such as Michael Jackson, no surprise there. Kevin Spacey, well, he'll never ever get away from these allegations. His career is already finished at this point. Richard Branson, I mean, he's just another billionaire. Now, this is actually a big one. Stephen K. Bannon. Why is this guy here? Why the hell? This dude was leading the charge, I thought, to release these files, and this guy's like, looks like he's best friends with Jeff Epstein here. I thought he was here to upend the deep state. It looks like he was already deep in the deep state. I don't know what to think anymore. What the fuck I don't know what to believe. Well, I think it really comes down to this. Jeffrey Epstein has exposed not just the corruption and moral ambiguity of the financially elite. I think what it really shows is it's always just been a class warfare when it comes to the justice system. Don't get me wrong, there is some sort of justice, but not for anyone that actually committed real crime here. It seems that everybody is gonna get away with it. Specifically, I think Ghislaine Maxwell might be on her way out of prison soon for testifying that Trump most likely was not involved in any of this, even though he most definitely was. He's already admitted to knowing Jeff Epstein and the shit that he was doing. But it looks like Trump's most likely gonna let her go with some sort of pardon, which is despicable, honestly. Just rich people helping each other out, really. Just millionaires and billionaires buddying up. I mean, these guys are billionaires. Like, don't get me wrong. These guys are the ones running the show. It looks like the Trump regime's new strategy, though, is to spin the narrative as best they can, as they have been throughout this entire term. The Trump team's newest plan is to manipulate the Jeff Epstein narrative. It looks like everything was strategically released. The files that included Bill Clinton in particular were a strategic release to slander the Democrats in particular. Just by the sheer amount of pictures of Bill Clinton, and then also the inclusion of Michael Jackson was most definitely a strategic selection of photos. Not only that, but the Trump administration knows that this stuff has gotten so bad to where they've taken control of the DOJ's official Twitter account, which is kind of odd. So unless you are aware of that, you wouldn't necessarily know that the DOJ is actually run by the Trump admin. Now, I hate to say I told you so, but I told you so. From everything we've seen so far, it doesn't look like we're ever going to see any sort of real unredacted versions of the findings that were in the Jeff Epstein case. The more this goes on, the longer it gets redacted, the further the evidence gets buried. Who the fuck was Jeffrey Epstein? Who was this guy? Everybody's been trying to answer this question, but I believe that the answer's been staring us in the face this whole time. He was definitely an intelligence asset. There's no way in hell he wasn't. He was assassinated, murdered by some sort of intelligence community, Mossad. It was most likely something to do with Israel, I'm going to be honest. Jeff Epstein was probably a Mossad asset working on behalf of them to essentially gather dirt and manipulate the wealthy and powerful as much as they possibly could, even if they had no real use for them in the moment. Just being able to get them into a compromised position would allow them to, in the future, manipulate them. We've already seen Jeff Epstein do this himself. He was talking to members of the Senate, of the U.S. Congress. He was telling them what to say and what questions to ask people during indictments. This billionaire was effectively working as a politician, trying to get the answers he wanted and to manipulate things as much as he could in politics. To me, that's one of the biggest red flags I could have ever seen in a so-called democratic state, is having billionaires be able to go out and manipulate the government. We'll see in the coming days what more comes out, but that's about it for today, guys. It looks like just another day of nothing. Nothing ever happens, I guess. Well, maybe one day something might. Who knows? Still holding on.